morning, and as we have people, I'm just going to mention them from Belgium, Barcelona, New Zealand, Ireland, Oregon, Perth, Australia, California, Sydney, Naples, Italy, Sweden, Germany, Portugal, and Buenos Aires joining us online. Wherever you are, a very warm welcome to our Patient Day. And before we go on, I really want to thank all the clinicians. They have given up their Saturday for us. And as patients, I think we need to give them a round of applause because there is one person who will kill me for saying this. There is one person, though, that we really need to thank because without her, these days would not happen. Without her, we would not have achieved what we've achieved with MPN Voice, and that is Professor Claire Harrison. Okay, how many of you have seen our website? Brilliant, but there are several of you that haven't. And I would highly recommend that you go and log on to our website because you will get all the information which I'm going to scoot through here because of time. And as many of you know, we started in 2003 as a small group of patients at St. Thomas's Hospital, and it's now morphed into Guy's and St. Thomas's Foundation. In fact, actually, we have so many grateful thanks again for the clinicians that helped start the MPD support, but also, I'm going to mention this, we have unsung heroes. There are so many people now who volunteer, give their time for MPN Voice, and we wouldn't be where we are today without them. Thank you to all the volunteers. As you can see briefly on this, and I won't dwell on it, but it's to make a point, we restructured MPN Voice at the beginning of COVID so that we could reach out to the patients in a difficult time. What I'm going to highlight here is the Clinical Advisory Committee. Again, these doctors and clinical nurse specialists and advanced nurse practitioners give their time for us patients at MPN Voice. And I think that we owe them a huge vote of thanks because you can see it's a long list, but what it does is it makes sure that the information we deliver is accurate. And that is why MPN Voice was started in the beginning because there was so much inaccurate information available. But thank you to this team of doctors. So what do we do? In a brief word, because so much of this will be, you will have my co-chair and the chief financial officer giving you an update of what we've been doing in MPN Voice and where we're going. And one thing, I stood here this time last year and talked about the possibility of an app. The possibility in a year has become a reality, and they will talk to you about it. But look at all the other things that we do, the Facebook. We've got Health Unlocked, again monitored so that the information is accurate, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and the Young People's Network. And I think that's really important because it's a new initiative, and Alice will talk to you about that a little later in the morning. Buddy support, that goes from strength to strength. We are having buddies from, again, now around the world, which is something new and evolving. The other thing, we have the printed resources with all the leaflets and booklets. Feel free to go and help yourself during the breaks. They're on the MPN Voice table. Advocacy, again, John, my co-chair, is going to be talking to you about advocacy. It's a really important part of the work we do, having a patient voice in decision-making processes. The Young Patient Network, Alice is going to give you a talk. I have to say it's been a phenomenal success. I had the pleasure, I don't know if you know, I do some vlogcasts interviewing members of the community and that go onto our YouTube channel. And I had the pleasure of interviewing a young patient in Chicago a couple of days ago. And I continue to be amazingly inspired by talking to these younger patients who have a lifelong condition to cope with. We look at this, the forums. The forums, we are so pleased to be back seeing so many people in person. I mean, Maz and I, the roadshow goes on and we love it. We love connecting with you all, and we love connecting with the clinicians. I mean, we finished the last one this year, and again, it's a sellout, and we're in Edinburgh on the 8th of December. And I'd like to say, I'm sorry for those of you online who didn't manage to get a place on this particular one, and hope that you will enjoy the online experience, and hope we might see you next year. But these numbers are continuing to rise. Research, that will be spoken about. That's key. That's absolutely key. As patients, I think we would all agree it's key. But now we're lucky enough to be able to fund some research projects. And for me, it's been a really enlightening experience, just learning what's going on in the research field and being on a panel that helps choose who gets a grant. But we hope to continue and raise money to do more and more research. The Mosaic study, I was talking to Professor Mary Frances McMullen last night. We are hopeful that it will be complete in, I'm looking at her here, in September 2024, fingers crossed. But there's a lot of work and a lot of support has gone into this particular epidemiology study from the patients, and we really appreciate that. That's the grants we've just been talking about. Now, Fiona's fund, we were lucky enough to have been left a legacy by a grateful patient, and that is now set up that we can help fund healthcare professionals do training specifically for meeting MPN patient needs. Fundraising, there's a fundraising slide outside, a roll-up slide on the MPN Voice table. You know, these funds are really critical. You've heard about all the things that we do, and we do have to fund them. But there is a great fundraising team, and there's a lovely family atmosphere there where you do it together. You're not alone fundraising. You join the MPN Voice family. And I'm sure you will get some more details about that later. Look at across the world. These are the countries that have been fundraising for us. And from here in the UK, from MPN Voice, thank you. We really appreciate it. And the donations, there's a QR code, and there are some buckets around. If you feel like giving a donation, it would be more than welcome. Thank you for your support.